Parkour, the sport where you combine track, gymnastics, and America's funniest home videos. Parkour! It's a kind of thrill-seeking style of movement. People think they can walk better than you, kind of like Peter Parker in Spider-Man 3. And to be honest, Mirror's Edge is one of my favorite games, and when I heard that there was going to be a sequel, I was a little skeptical. I had a lot of questions like, would it be open world? Would it fix the problems of the first game? Is Faith Asian? Well, two of those questions were answered, and the two might surprise you. Well, it's time to go in first-person view, load up my runner vision, and see if Mirror's Edge Catalyst is worth the 8-year wait. It's about time Mirror's Edge got sleazy! Mix a little running, jumping, sliding, and karate kicks in first person and you got yourself a concoction for a great game. It's when you introduce an open world along with new gadgets does the game get even better with Mirror's Edge Catalyst. Long overdue, this prequel to 2008's Mirror's Edge brings us back to the City of Glass, but this time you have more open range to go wherever you want as the level system is replaced for an open world concept. Glass looks very much like how you expect it to look from the first game. You spend most of the time on rooftops and it makes sense. With that said, the first game included more stages where you're on ground level, so this seems like a missed opportunity for missions like jumping across cars like Abraham Lincoln on horses. Seriously, what is up with that movie? And while the city keeps its simplistic appearance, there's a lack of landmarks to help you figure out pathways or to give the city some personality. Still, no matter where you go, there will always be multiple pathways to get to your destination, which gives the game more replayability to find alternate ways to go about tasks. And this isn't a discredit, but some characters mention outside the city area called the Wasteland, but you never go there or see it. Maybe it's the same as in Judge Dredd, conspiracy crossover theory? I wonder if the next game will include that or other cities' environments to get away from the same clean city look. There's this one stage where you wind up on a little area with plants and green, and the main character Faith points that out. Kind of wish we got more of that, but again, I won't harp on the game for it as it does what works. The gameplay remains about the same, with the main difference being the level up system. You can get upgrades like increasing your focus shield, which is like defense, or stun advantages against enemies. Since Catalyst is a prequel, you have to gain back techniques to the first game like the skill roll and quick turn, which, let's be honest, should be unlocked from the start because, well, these are simple things that a skilled runner and illegal underground delivery service aka Pizza Hut like Faith should know. By the way, when playing this, unlock the climb efficiently ability within your first few upgrades so you can climb pipes and ladders much faster. You even get new gear like the mag rope, which is a motherfucking grappling hook. Swing across the skies like Spider-Man and even use it for certain platforming sections. It's not used too often, but when you use it, be sure it's gonna be fun. Why didn't Faith keep this? But when you're not platforming, you'll usually be locked in combat with Cougar Sec's armed forces. Unlike the first game, you never use guns. The explanation as to why is bullshit. Apparently, the guns are linked to their owner like something out of Avatar. Why couldn't they just say that Faith doesn't know how to use guns? Not this dumb excuse that doesn't make any sense considering this game is a prequel, as in before the first? I'm fine with no firearms too. The primary way to fight is using your monkey-like maneuvers of running and jumping to keep a good flow of knock this guy and run to this other guy. But when you stop moving, the combat becomes repetitive and awkward. You just end up shuffling around and repeating whatever works the best. It sounds better than the previous combat system, but keeps the hand-to-hand combat flaws. Luckily, the terrain always changes throughout the scripted fight section, so you can think about how to approach each battle differently. Keeping the same style of movement, I still have insane fun just running around, never getting bored, which regardless of anything in this game, might be the biggest thumbs up I can give. So, thumbs up. And if you understood the story from Mirror's Edge, then please tell me how, because that shit was beyond my comprehension. Thankfully, Catalyst is a little less complicated, but still has that evil corporation does complex evil things, surrounded by weird names. You get characters like Plastic, Faith, Icarus, Cypher, Noah, and so on, and if those sound like names from the Matrix, then you're right, because Cypher isn't from this game, he's from the Matrix. Anyways, Krugersec, which was mentioned in the first game, plans to inject a program into everyone to control their emotions and thoughts, making everyone into mindless slaves of the system. Hit me up with some of that Google, man. For whatever reason, the game decides to tell you this when you're just running around La La Land and makes the impact of the reveal less significant when you actually see what it does. Of course, this is just me summarizing the story up, as there are other plot points that I'm just confused as you are. Like, why does Faith want this picture so bad? What is it? Whatever happened to her friends in this? When does she meet her friends in the first game? Why does Faith, a runner, wear such tight pants? It's like fucking saran wrap!
This game has no damn logic.
You'll get used to it.
While the story mode stages do include some really pretty visuals and locales, it fails to appear as diverse as the first game, although both games do have the same problem where the later game includes less parkour puzzles in favor of hordes of enemies. And to this game's credit, all the missions show new areas like the grid nodes, the art museum, and this stage where you're literally running faster than shattering glass. Holy shit, and then you ride this fucking thing? Oh man, and then there's this part where you ride a drone like in Star Wars Episode 2? Yeah, okay, maybe the stages aren't as diverse in appearance as Mirror's Edge, but what they have here still are creative and expanded limitations of locales in the city. In between are the cutscenes, which look incredibly well done, as well as the voice acting, which is present throughout the entire game.
What is that?
Art, Faith. Art.
Seriously, you can feel the emotion out of the cast.
I happen to know that Kruger maintains a private apartment in the View, where you can access the entire Kruger family network.
Break into Kruger's private apartment? There's no way I'd get past security.
I'm sad to see I was wrong about you. You can see yourself out.
Wait, what? That's it?
What else is there?
Art, Faith. Art.
Everyone feels different and unique. Some people you'll like, others not so much. But again, whatever happened to these people? A good game shouldn't make me read the comic book to find this stuff out, MKX. Just thank God it doesn't look like an Esurance commercial like Mirror's Edge did. Running around, you'll find a ton of collectibles like audio recordings, bags, and items like that. They are tricky to find as they tend to be very tiny in obscure areas, and this would be fine, however you don't get any special reward for collecting them all. When you don't feel like doing that, there are plenty of side missions to do. This can range from accessing more grid nodes to hacking billboards to the countless of generic runner missions that involve you going from point A to point B for whatever stupid reason.
Got another foodstuff delivery for Dogen. Rare herbs from Cascadia Prime. They must not be crushed before use or all their potency will be lost. Understood?
You have to be perfect for these because you don't get any extra seconds to accomplish a run. And this fucks me up a lot due to me trying to figure out which direction to run, causing me to repeat a lengthy mission. I get it's about memorization, yet that goes out the window when a lot of the times I'll bump into random Krugerset groups and kill my run. This randomizing factor takes out memorization skills and adds to the frustration that you need every last second to deliver a message, food, or anything else that fits in one of those delivery vials. And there's a lot of side mission folk just standing around the city saying, "Hey Faith, over here, Faith, come this way, Faith, suck my dick." Another game mechanic is that you can even create your own time trials for friends to play, so negatives aside, this game has a lot to do that you can do whenever you want, story mode or not. Most of this game is this though, go from point A to point B. You can fast travel, but the objective remains the same. It's hard for me to say which one of the two games I like more, considering what both of them accomplish, but I will say that Catalyst may not work well as a prequel. Between the characters, abilities, and the scale of events, they just fit more towards a sequel if you ask me. It makes the first game feel lackluster, which it shouldn't be. Mirror's Edge Catalyst definitely works as a Mirror's Edge game, even keeping a lot of the positives and negatives, unfortunately, like shoddy close combat and parts where you clearly shouldn't have died, but died anyway. This shows that DICE never learned from past mistakes. Don't get me wrong though, I still have a ton of fun with this game. It's all about running, which feels so gratifying when you get a run just right with mixing both calming and thrilling sensations. I love the first game, and I like this game too, but that might also be why this didn't sell so well. The first game didn't, becoming more of a cult hit rather than a must-have day one game. If DICE ever makes a third entry, it better have new environments and deeply fix any flaws the series has had, because after this game, they have no more excuses. If you like Mirror's Edge, then you'll like Mirror's Edge Catalyst. It adds more with this open world, side missions, stellar voice acting, and takes away gunplay, plus a lot more. Mirror's Edge Catalyst continues with what fans of the series love about it, so if you ever feel like living on the edge and feeling the wind in your face inside a video game, then by all means, give this game a try. Well, is it worth the wait? Hell yeah, but it has a ton of problems that keep the series from being really good to great. Now the next game, whether it's called Mirror's Edge 3 or Mirror's Edge Tag Team Racing, it better be amazing. And if it isn't, I'm gonna start a petition like that whole Anita Sarkeesian drama. Oh yeah. That was a thing. Dice, if you're listening, and I know you're not, to quote Mirror's Edge, you can't live on the edge all your life, Faith. Sooner or later, you have to jump. And as for me, I think I'm gonna play a little more of this.